The Alpha Sessions.
Hello everybody and welcome to this week's Alpha Sessions. In the studio today I have Natalie Shay.
Hello.
Thanks for coming in again.
Thanks for having me again.
You've been in a few times and it's a lovely chat every time. My first time chatting to you though,
yes.
So I'm very excited. But it's been a while since you came in last.
Yeah.
Obviously because of 2020 and everything that happened, but you've been quite busy.
Yeah, busy
Couple of years.
Yeah, it's been okay.
And you've released quite a lot in 2020, along with like an EP, 3 singles. How has that all been for you?
It's been okay. Like we did talk of like waiting until COVID was over to put the EP out, but obviously I'm glad we didn't do that because it never would have come out if we had done that. So we just went ahead with it, and it was okay. Like I didn't get to do any of the show stuff around it and like the touring, but the actual release itself was okay, and it came at a time I think when people were waiting for releases like from home and everyone was kind of into that whole like posting online thing, so I think it came at a good time. It was okay.
So did you use the time in a more sort of like writing way, focusing on yourself as an artist, or did you use it in a did you get like itching to get out there and
it was
gig?
More like I used this year to like focus on business. Like there was a lot of business stuff that I hadn't really fixed, or like stuff that was a bit of a mess, and I just kind of used this year to sort it all out, like past contracts and things that I'd like not really sorted out properly and done what I was meant to have done. So I just mainly sorted stuff out and started some sort of I started some new relationships so that when things have come back, like there was more for them to do. But I've like the team's grown a lot in the last year, so I think that was kind of the focus, was to just do all the boring bits.
Did you do any gigging? Did you do any live streaming? A lot of people took that on.
Yeah, I did a little bit at the start. I didn't really like it too much. No. I did it for a few if it was like a fundraiser and stuff. I like doing that kind of stuff. I thought that was useful and really good, and I think they should still do that. Like I didn't see a reason why people still can't do that. But other than that, I didn't really do any of my own live streams. I did have a socially distanced headline in June this year, I think. Really? So that was like the closest I got to like a COVID gig. But it was weird.
Yeah, you can't really beat an audience, can you? I mean,
no, you can't.
It's something that I think a lot of people struggled with.
Exactly. It's like the live streams, you're playing a song and then you finish the song and there's like silence.
It's unnatural. It's unnatural. But you're quite a regular gigger. Before the lockdown, you did quite a lot, right?
I did, and it's been a lot now since it's kind of all come back, which is great because I like it.
Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah, I missed it.
And you've got a huge following as well, which is, I guess, is the best way to get on with that. But in terms of like the virtual side, your social media presence is also really good.
Thank you.
Is that something you spent a lot of time working on as well as business?
I realise it's like kind of the most important thing, especially now. Like it's so easy to get lost, and I think you need to put the time and the effort in. But it does take a lot of learning. It's not just like posting. Like it's the strategy to it. I think it's really important, and it's benefited me in what I've been doing. I guess it's different for everyone, but personally, it's been good for me. So I think the time that I put into that is worth it.
Yeah.
So
of course it will be. So tell me about, because I don't know you at all. Like, everybody here, this team is really close with you, but where did your musical journey start?
Long time. I've been playing classical guitar since I was 5, and then I started musical theatre around the same time, and I just kind of did guitar and theatre like growing up. And then when I was like 11, I liked Taylor Swift, and I was like, I want to do that. So I started writing songs, and then I started gigging at 13, and I've just kind of been doing that for like 9 years now. So pretty much all the time. And then I went to Brit school, and then when I finished Brit, I started doing music full time. It's been full time for 5 years.
That's quite a journey. You went to Brit school?
I did 4 years at Brit.
Wow.
Yeah.
I want to hear more about that.
It was great.
I've never met anybody in Brit school.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, mad. Yeah, no, I did 4 years. Most people go for 2, but they do take people at 14. But most people join at 16. Great 4 years. The 14 to 16 experience was different to the 16 to 18 experience, but I think the most I learnt there, it wasn't really music or anything. It was just like myself and confidence. Like I had no confidence in anything. Like I couldn't even go into a shop and like ask for a coffee. Like I was so shy. It gave me like independence and confidence, and mostly the confidence to finish school and not apply for uni and just do this. Like I don't think if I'd have stayed at my normal school, I would have been like, when I finish school, I'm just gonna do music. Like I think it gave me the confidence to do that, and I think that's you can't really put a price on that because it's all been okay.
I think that is one of the most underrated things that you kind of learn by doing stuff, because people think like it's all about the music, and of course the music matters and everything, and the songwriting and things like that, but definitely learning stage presence and just interacting.
And just the business. They teach you a lot about the industry and like just kind of how to do it yourself if you don't really know. And I guess a lot of it I've learned through doing it, but I think I had enough rough knowledge to sort of be like, okay, I kind of know how to do this, so I'm going to figure it out, and then I kind of did.
Did it also help your songwriting, just being more confident in yourself?
The confidence, and also just mixing with people from all over the place. Like, I went to a normal, like, local school before that, where people were all from, like, the same sort of area, and then I went to Brit, when people from all over the country, like, all over the world, all different backgrounds, like, suddenly I met all these different people, and I don't think a lot of people do that at 14, like, suddenly mix with so many, like, different kinds of people, and it was so inspiring, just with people, and inspiring wise for context in songs and stuff. So I guess writing came from that, I think.
So did you start to collaborate
did a lot, yeah,
well?
Not so much musically, but, like, I did for other stuff. Like, all of my music videos, even now, are people that I've met at Brit, that I work with people from, I met Brit and my band and stuff. So yeah, it's been very, very good. I would recommend it to anyone, Brit. If you want to do music, definitely just do it. Why not?
Yeah, and the connections you make anywhere, I suppose that's the most important thing. Is making the connections.
Definitely.
So your music tends to come from quite a personal place, and I guess that comes with the self-confidence and learning about songwriting in yourself. Are you quite a solo songwriter?
I do a bit of both. I think there's kind of two ways in which I write songs. Like, when you get put in a session and it's kind of like, oh, we have to write a song today. Which is great if we're inspired, but sometimes I'm not. I can go, like, we put these sessions in and they're like a month and ahead, and I get there, I'm like, I don't feel inspired today, like, I'm really struggling to think of anything. Like, there's nothing to write about. But if we're both really inspired that day, it can be really good. But then if I'm writing home alone, it's more natural. Like, I won't write unless I need to. Like, I won't force it. So I guess the songs I write at home are easier because I've written them because I want to write, not because I've been told to. So I prefer writing on my own, I think. But there's a lot that can come out of a collaboration, and most of my singles are collaborations because they've just been great to see.
And the EP that you released in 2020 as well, was that a collaborative effort? Was that something you did in isolation, or was it songs that you picked from before?
Yeah, they were old. One of them was like 2018. Like, they were over. Really? They're over a while. But I just kind of, like, I have a lot of songs I've written, but it was more about, I had one song that I knew was definitely going to be on it, and then I fitted the rest of, like, that I thought went with that one. It was kind of that, rather than I'm going to write for an EP. It was like, here's one song I know I'm putting out. Which of my other songs that I want to put out go best with this song? So I think it's kind of like that with the next one as well, to be honest. But they were all, I think maybe half of them I'd written with someone else, all different people though. Yeah.
And you drew them all together from the past, which is interesting, because a lot of people tend to, like, grow out of music that they've done a while ago. But I guess, did you have hundreds of songs together, and you just sort of, these ones always stood out? There
were ones that I knew that I wanted to put out but wasn't really sure when, and it's kind of, I guess, with all of my songs, it's like I'm waiting for the opportunity for them to come out. But I also, like, you can't just put songs out with absolutely no plan or structure and just like, oh, this is a good one, I'll put it out. Like, there needs to be some kind of narrative and something. So I wait for the chance, and then I find the right song that fits. So
And the first song you performed for us today was actually from that EP, right?
Yes.
Owe It To You.
Owe It To You.
Cool. Which was great. We really enjoyed that one. So tell me about when that was written. What's it about? Is it a very personal song?
I wrote that one actually with my friend Katie Ray. She's a singer-songwriter, producer. But I've actually known her since we were like 7, because we went to like theatre school together. But now she's a full-time producer and writer. She's really amazing, like my favourite writer to write with, for sure, because we know each other really well, and it does help, like knowing someone really well when you're in a room trying to write about a personal song. It was kind of about me, but also about her. I feel like the songs we write together are kind of about both of us, because we're at that level of, like, friendship where we can be really honest. I liked it when we wrote it, and I was like, I wanted to put this one out.
And how long ago was this? It was way before lockdown.
It was about November 2019 we finished it up, so I guess we wrote it early that year, I think.
And what was the reason for it not coming out? Was it like a production thing, or just wasn't the time to do it? Or?
I had the ones for 2019 ready to come out. I guess it's also like putting a song out independently is really expensive. It's like you can't just pop it on Spotify and be like, oh, there it goes. Like, it costs thousands, and if you're not going to do it properly, don't bother. So I was just it was that kind. Is it a money thing? And, like, I don't know when to do it, but I think it came out at the right time. I don't want to waste songs either. I wanted to make sure that there was an audience, and it took a while to build an audience.
An impact.
Yeah.
If I tell you I'm sorry again, would you leave me now? Not believing it's just a friend, so you toss the blame around. If I told you the way it is, you wouldn't make a sound. 'cause I cannot think but what could have been. So I'm pulling at the edge of a snow, knowing that I wanted to, although I never see it through. Is it bad to think that I could do? And do you deserve better? Should I walk away? 'Cause I can't stop thinking about the ones I can chase. And is it time to be the one that got away? Do I owe it to you? Do I owe it to you? You ask what I'm thinking about, can't tell you what's on my mind. 'Cause right now it's only how I think I'm a waste of your time. I know it would hurt to leave, but like having you around. But it pulls both ways, never know what to say, and I think about letting you down. Knowing that I wanted to, although I never see it through. Is it bad to think that I could do? And do you deserve better? Should I walk away? 'Cause I can't stop thinking about the ones I can chase. And is it time to be the one that got away? Do I owe it to you? Do I owe it to you? No. Ooh, is it time to? Do I owe it to you? Is it time to? Do I owe it to you? Is it time? Is it time? Is it time to? And do you deserve better? 'Cause I can't stop thinking about the ones I can't chase. And I think it's time to be the one that got away. Do I owe it to you? Do I owe it to you? No. And do you deserve better? Should I walk away? Would it break your heart if I said I couldn't stay? And I think it's time to be the one that got away. Do I owe it to you? Do I break it to you? I think I owe it to you.
The Alpha Sessions.
You've released a lot of successful singles
Thank you.
since then. And I mean, I want to know more about this EP though, because so it's called Naked.
Naked.
It's called Naked. Has the EP got a theme?
It's all kind of about relationship stuff. They are all about relationships, like love lost or like questioning love. They're all kind of sad. But yeah, there's not really a massive sort of theme. Again, like they were written over sort of 2 years, so there's songs on there that like I don't relate to anymore now, but I did at the time. So yeah, they're all from my point of view about stuff that's happened.
But
so
they'll always be relatable. The good thing about that kind of subject, it sounds cliche. Sometimes you think like, it's about relationships.
Yeah,
but
everyone's been in a relationship,
exactly,
whether it's a friendship or whatever.
Exactly.
So I feel like it's the most relatable thing to write about.
Yeah, absolutely. In terms of the production of this, I suppose you collaborate with people to produce as well.
Yeah.
Is that something that has been happening for a long time? Long-term relationships?
Yeah. So all of them I did on this EP with someone different, except there's one guy that I work with the most called Jonathan, and I've pretty much worked with him on pretty much all of my tracks. And I think when you're doing an EP, there should be some level of consistency. So I did have him do additional production on every track, even though he didn't produce all of the tracks, just so that there was a sound to it and it wasn't just like loads of different production all songs. I wanted some sort of oral theme.
Yeah, I see. And style-wise, so obviously you write independently and with other people, and you have producers that come in. Does that influence the way it sounds in terms of the songwriting as well? Like, where do you get your main influences from in terms of... You mentioned Taylor Swift earlier.
Yeah, I do love Taylor Swift. I guess when you write with someone else, you kind of sit in the session and they're like, oh, what are you listening to? Like, what kind of thing? And it's mainly just we listen to loads of stuff until we find something we both really like, that we've both sort of been into, and they're like, okay, we both like this style of music, let's do something like that. And it kind of comes from that. But yeah, I guess it's definitely influenced by whoever's producing it, where things go. But I like that. I'm happy to that. I'm not a producer, so I'm very open to all ideas.
It's always interesting to hear that about what plays into music, because from the audience point of view, we can't really hear who's been involved you know, in the background behind the scenes, and it would always make a difference. But you collaborated with producers doing remixes, right, as well?
I've done a little bit. It's like dance tracks that I've written sort of top lines for, and then I've sent off, well, they've sent me a track and I've written the top line on it, and they've done okay. Like, I've done a few of them. It's just been fun. That stuff's quite fun because it's like I don't have to do the pressure of the whole release because it's not my release. Like, obviously I'm working on it, but it's the artist's release, so it's nice for me because I get to do all the fun creative stuff and promote it and everything, but I don't have to do all the stressful like everything else. So I really actually enjoyed doing that stuff the most. It's really fun. How
did that begin though? You did like a whole album, or it was one song?
One song did much better than the others. So the relationship there, I wrote a song when I was 14 and I did this vocal, and it somehow over about 4 years ended up with this guy Grum, and he was like, I've got this vocal, and I was like, I literally recorded that when I was 14. Like, I don't know how you've ended up with this. It just went through loads of people, I think, and eventually he was like, I'm releasing a version of it, and it came out, and then he was like, would you like to do another song, like perhaps write something specifically rather than me just remixing a vocal? And then I wrote this song Afterglow, and then Afterglow got remixed by like 10 people. Wow. It's done quite well, I think.
Yeah, that's insane. Yeah. I mean, talking of doing well, I saw your recent post about hitting 2 million.
That was that song.
Streams. That was that song.
Yeah, a remix of that song.
That's insane.
It's done quite well. It's been really good. I'm really happy because again, like it was my first one that I'd ever written, like not for me. And I was really happy with it, really happy. I like it.
And it's how do you, I mean, the pop world is always, at the moment, revolving around streams and numbers. And do you find like it has a negative impact on you? Or do you like the competition or like aiming for those numbers?
I hate it, but I do recognise that it's like, a lot of people have the attitude like, oh, it's silly, like, I'm not going to focus. You just have to, like, you have to play the game. And I recognise that it's important and I do work hard at it, but I don't like it. It's, I don't know. It's a tricky one, isn't it? It's like numbers can make or break a track, but it doesn't really mean that the track's good or bad, and it's sometimes they take a long time to come up. I don't know. It's a tricky one. I guess I'm still learning that. It's still quite new. I think no one really knows like the strategy.
Yeah, it's the thing.
Even in the time I've been releasing, like the first 3 songs I released was very much iTunes chart based, and I was very much like pushing the iTunes chart, and even like this was in my short releasing lifespan, so now it's very much Spotify and streaming and all that, so I'm learning too. It's always learning. I learn with every release something new. Like, you have to do something different next time.
Yeah, that is the way it goes, isn't it? But do you have to focus quite a lot in your campaigns on placements on playlists and working towards that?
For sure. It's again, like, it makes or breaks it. If you get like a New Music Friday on the release day, it can really make the campaign like much easier because it's a leading storyline to go into other things. But then if you don't get that, it's like, okay, so now what do? We need to get something else that leads the campaign. So yeah, it's a tricky one. It's like if it plays into your favour, it's amazing, it's the best feeling. And I've had a few New Music Fridays and it's been amazing, it's the best feeling. But then I've also not had them and it's been the worst feeling. So it's one of those.
It does backfire a little bit. But I mean, regardless, everything is doing so well, like the EP and I think the visual as well. I wanted to ask about all the visuals, because do you do your own artwork and your photography? And actually, does your sister do, or somebody you're related to?
No, she's just my friend. She's my friend, but she's really amazing. Yeah, I met her. I met her when she was like 17. She did some photos for someone. I was like, I really like your photos. Like, what's your rate? Like, can we work together? And we did a couple of shots. I was like, you're so good. Like, and I've just kind of stuck with her because she just totally gets what I'm trying to do. And that's nice because I'm not really a visual person. I've got ideas and I know like what I like and what I don't like, but I don't know how to sort of create a visual.
Yeah.
Some people can just see things. I can hear things, but I can't see. I can like come up with like sound ideas, but I have no idea. Like, I can't. I don't know how to create things visually, but I know like kind of what I like, and she just seems to get it. And I think when you find someone that gets it in anything, like, it's definitely worth just sticking with them, I think.
Yeah,
because you grow together and sort of it's the journey.
Always help each other. That makes a lot of sense. So the second song you play for us is not one I'd heard before, but apparently one you've played live quite a few times, but never recorded. So this one was called Like You Boy. When did that begin? What was the journey for this song, and why hasn't it ever been released?
Yeah, so I only wrote this one like last year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was like I wrote it like January last year. It was kind of a new one. I played it maybe at 2 gigs and then lockdown happened, so I remembered it was like, it was a fresh one. Yeah, it's not come out because, I don't know, it's just not been the right time. I think it's the next, like, I've already planned the next EP after the EP that's coming now, and I think it's probably for that one, because I think that's kind of the song topic for that EP, not the next one though.
Okay, so you work on what the songs are about rather than the style.
And a bit of style as well. I want them to fit together, but I also want it to be clear that every EP is like a progression and not just sort of like a mishmash of session songs that I did. Like I kind of want it to be like, this is a body of work, like cool, that's done, what's next? And it's like a progression, not necessarily better, just like different.
Just different.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. And what was this one about?
It's about like a new relationship and sort of having doubts about it, but not wanting to have doubts, but being like, I don't know if it's going to work, and it's sad.
Is this coming from a
I guess so.
Point? And was this a collaborative effort as well?
No, I wrote this one at home on my own.
Oh, this is the lockdown, right?
Yeah, that was just before
lockdown, right?
But I wrote it on my own. Yeah.
Curled up in bed, it's the end. It was something unlikely. Wasn't scared and I was naive. I thought the sun rose in your eyes. I named my price. You were here, made a big sacrifice. Still unclear, it was something unlikely. Burning at both ends. Baby, when you call out my name, I feel something strange, 'cause I like you, boy. And baby, don't tell me it's the end. You are more than a friend, 'cause I like you, boy. Tornado wind under my skin. Why do I say things I don't mean? It was something unlikely, said just like me too. And so I go and blow it again like I do. It's a trend, it's my face in your head, and I don't understand why I said what I said. I just like confidence when I like a boy. Call out my name, it fills me with shame, 'cause I like you, boy. And so I let you get in my head, so you tear it to shreds, 'cause I like you, boy. Still broken my heart, self-preserved in the truth, but too much to lose. And you'd get sick of me soon, could never love me at all.
The Alpha Sessions.
It does have kind of a similar feel to some of the newer stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, the version you played for us today was just the acoustic one. But considering like where you've gone from the Naked EP, because they were all old songs, how different does the style feel? Does it to you feel very different in terms of your writing? Like, do you look back at the EP and think like, oh, these songs feel a bit outdated to me?
Yeah, it's like some of them, like I think I'm actually liking more. Like the track Naked itself, I'm liking more as I playing it now. I'm like, oh, I really like this one. But some of them I'm a bit like, I like it, but like not the girl. Like that's very much like sort of 2018-year-old my opinion on boys, and I don't think I have that opinion. I wouldn't speak like that now. I've grown up. So it's like lyrically I'm a bit like, that was young of me, but it's like doesn't matter. It's just I'm not there now, but I was there and other people will be there, so I think it's fine. But I definitely, it's just, I suppose it's like a maturity thing, I guess. So the voice, like I wouldn't say that kind of stuff now, because I feel like I've grown up.
Do you feel the same when you watch your videos back? You've done a lot of music videos, but do you ever like look at an old video and think, what was I doing? Or do you have like a proper nostalgia for those? It's
a nostalgia. It's cute. Again, it's like I look at things, I'm like, I could do that better now. Like I've got more confidence now. I could perform that better. But again, it's like, it's me at different times, and I guess I quite like sort of going back and looking at things I've done and being like, okay, it's nice to know that I've progressed and I'm not still in the same place I was like 4 years ago. Like, it's a good thing.
That's a good point, actually. It's a good point. Yeah, it's not always bad to look back and cringe a little bit, because I certainly do that. I think a lot of people do that.
I cringe at my old interviews, and I'll probably cringe at this in like 3 years. Yeah, because I'm just like, oh, I'm such an idiot. Like, I'm so like, that's how I feel. But no, I watch old interviews and I'm like, oh my god, like I was such an idiot. But yeah.
And speaking of music videos, you recently released New Wave.
I did.
And that was your most recent single, right?
Yeah.
Was it September?
I don't know. I can't remember. I think so, yeah.
But that has a great video to it as well. And is that the same company of people that you made that video with?
Yeah.
So you've had this long-standing relationship.
I have. There's this guy called James. I met him at Brit. Again, he's a filmmaker. And we work together, and it's very. I give him a lot of creativity in it because I know that he's really good at it. So it's I guess I don't sort of tell him what to do. I sort of go like, this is my idea, but like I know that anything you come up with is going to be better than my idea. So work with what I've got and like create something good. And he comes out with like amazing things. And I never really know like where it's going. That's the thing with him. It's like he doesn't sort of go, this is what we're making. It's kind of like he'll tell me to go to a place and I'll get there and I kind of roughly know what we're doing, but I don't really know. And like it's as much of a surprise to me as it is to like other people. I think when it's finished and I'm like, oh, that's what this but no, he's so talented. Like it's amazing to work with someone that talented. It's just it's very inspiring.
It makes it easy.
Yeah.
And it gives you ideas as well.
It does, and it makes he makes me look very cool. so yeah, he's very talented.
Wow. And the song itself, New Wave, so was this a lockdown, right? Or was this a recent?
It was in lockdown, but it was at the start, like right when you're allowed to do sessions again. So I wrote this one with Wroe as well, actually. But we'd got this date in, and it was like the only in-person one I did. There was like a 6-week window when that was allowed. I can't remember when, but it was one of those. I'd not done an in-person one in like 6 months at the time, and it was the first one I wrote, and also the second one I wrote in an in-person session at that time was the single I put out before, and they were just both really good. So I was like, I guess it's because there was a long time coming. I hadn't done one in a while, and then those two came out of it. I was like, hey, these are the next two singles, and then they were. So
they are so catchy though. I mean, New Wave particularly is just so catchy. I remember I actually heard this on one of the Alpha Sessions shows.
Oh really?
I think the first one they sent to me before I started hosting. And all day I was singing that song. All day I was singing New Wave.
Oh, thank you.
But it's got like, I don't know, it's just such an uplifting, bubbly song.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, really.
I like to write catchy ones. Yeah. I think it's good. It's easy to write a non-catchy one, but I like to write a catchy one. Yeah. It's fun.
Well, I mean, it sounds like it comes naturally from you.
Yeah, I try.
And it's kind of 80s influence. We were talking about this, all the music we listen to. What kind of music do you listen to that has this style? Is it directly influenced?
Yeah, I listen to only Magic on the radio. I guess that helps. I just love it. It's just bangers after bangers. I love bangers. That's the thing. I just love like solid songs, like solid tune, lyric, production, like 3 minutes of bliss. Like that's my thing. I know some people like long bodies of work, and I'm just like bangers. I love bangers. So I suppose if you only discipline yourself into listening to bangers, it's like I feel a lot of pressure to write bangers. So yeah, I guess that's why.
Is that what you're aiming for? Do you think like if you were to think about what you want to achieve, because you've achieved so much already,
Thank you.
But imagine if you're imagining where you'd want to get to within the next couple of years. Is that like you want the ultimate catchy song, getting on the radio, getting people singing it all day?
Yeah, something like that. Like I'd like obviously I write a lot of sad ones too, and I write those on my own. But like the ones that I do with other people, I'd like them to be sort of singles, and I like to have a sort of choice of which will be the next single, like rather than like, oh, that one's a catchy one, maybe I'll put that one. I like to be able to have to pick which is the most catchy one to put out. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's important for me now, but it might not be forever. Again, it's an age thing. Like I'm still kind of young-ish, but I feel like you get to a point where you get a bit older, and then I guess my focus will shift from like writing catchy ones to sort of more like solemn or whatever it goes into. I don't really know, but
never see it coming. But as for music you're writing now, you mentioned earlier that you're in a new project at the moment.
Yes, new project.
So what have we got to look forward to?
We have an EP to look forward to. It's not quite finished, but I know what's going on it. So there'll probably be another single early January, and then EP maybe March. I don't know. I kind of don't try and plan too far ahead now. I used to always be like really strict with deadlines, and then like it'd come to it. And it's just like I wish I either had it was a bit earlier or later, but I kind of just at this point like I'll see. I'll play it by ear and see. Because like last year was so planned out with the other EP and then COVID. And it's like, you never know what's going to happen. So if right now, while I'm in a position where I can still be a little bit flexible, like luckily I'm still quite independent with what I do. So it's, just hold out and see. And the right time.
I suppose you'll be playing a lot of gigs next year.
I hope so. There's a lot that I didn't do last year that I'd quite like to rearrange.
Catch up on.
So that'd be cool.
Shows. Speaking of which, your next gig. Headline show.
Yeah, that was moved from last April. That was meant to be that was meant to be the Naked release show, and it just got moved 5 times.
Is it still the Naked
no.
release? Are you going to loads of new music now?
It's too released now. It's just too late.
It's a long time.
So, but it's the first time I'm playing that EP full band live. I've actually not had a chance to play it yet because it's my first headline since it came out. So, it's a big one. It's my biggest headline. I think it will sell out. I think we've got 30 tickets left and there's a month to go. Really? So I guess it will.
God. And this is on the 24th?
24th of November at Camden Assembly.
Which is a great venue.
Yes, I've played it before as a support many times. It's my first time headlining. I'm really excited.
Amazing. And you've got the band?
I've got a band, I got the band.
Do you usually play the band or are you usually
for a headline, I play for a band. If it's any other show, normally either duo or solo. Just because it's easier and also I don't know, I can translate a lot of the songs I do acoustically, but if it's a headline, obviously I want to play all the singles, and a lot of those don't really work acoustically, so it's obviously I'd have full band, but I just want them to sound like the recording, so that's the point really.
Especially for a headline show. I absolutely get that. What's your band setup like? Because this is quite produced, the real pop, and there must be a lot of backing.
We play to track for a lot of the stuff that can't be recreated live, because obviously there's a lot of sounds and things, so we have a effects track with all the weird stuff that I can't do live, and then obviously we have kit, we have guitar, bass, and I'm also playing guitar. So and everything that's weird and can't be created is on the track.
Amazing. I'm just because I'm curious. If you could pick any venue that you could play, any level, any venue. Level. So I mean, the Camden Assembly is great, and it's a good size. It's
it should be good.
But if you could pick any venue, what would be your dream?
Probably Shepherd's Bush. I like it there. Yeah,
I played there before.
No, Shepherd's Bush Empire. I've been there lots of times. Or Brixton. I don't know. They're both obviously massive goals, but they're inspiring. When I go and see people there, I always feel very inspired. So I guess anywhere that I've been and have been inspired to see someone would be a goal.
Amazing. Well, there's a lot of excitement coming up for you, which I'm excited about, and I hope everybody at home is going to be looking into, and I'm going to try and come down to see it at Camden Assembly.
Oh, please do.
It's close to where I am.
Oh my God, you have to come.
But everybody at home definitely should be getting their tickets. If people want to find you on social media, where can they look? I'm
at Natalie Shay, or at Natalie Shay Music on literally everything, except Twitter, which is at Natalie Shay _ and everything else is Natalie Shay.
Amazing. Well, thanks so much for coming in again.
Thank you for having me.
And it's been amazing to talk to you.
It's been amazing to meet you.
And to hear your music. So thanks so much.
Thank you.
Never saw it coming, should have seen your face. We were drunk and you said just stop at my place. Could have started something just enough to taste. Now I've got a feeling that won't go away. And I want to believe you, I still can. Now I would never leave tonight. No choice where it leads to or where it began. But I'll say it now. And this feels like a new way, baby. Something changed in the water and I'm feeling it now. And can't you feel the new way, baby? 'Cause I'm holding my breath just to keep you around. Never saw it coming, but I gave you space. Think about the words that we'll never erase. Or was it all for nothing, a stupid mistake? Just come on, we'll spill it out. I know we've got something to say. I want to believe you, I still can. I would never leave tonight. No choice where it leads to from where it began. But I'll say it now. And this feels like a new way, baby. Something changed in the water and I'm feeling it now. And can't you feel the new way, baby? 'Cause I'm holding my breath just to keep you around. And this feels like a new way, baby. And I won't waste a second, I ain't feeling it now. And can't you feel the new way, baby? 'Cause I'm holding my breath just take the weight up and carry me away. And this feels like a new wave, baby. Something changed in the water and I'm feeling it now. And can't you feel the new wave, baby?